take big risks early, not later. Why?
So I've debated this with friends, but the bottom line is that for most people, future you has other people and other obligations, and you cannot recover as quickly, right? Like I use the example, like Apollo was like smoking weed and crack, and then, you know, he's president, right? Like it's hard to be smoking for weed and crack now and then, you know, later in life and be president. You can recover from so many things. You can fuck around for 4 years and then go to med school and become a brain surgeon, right? And you don't have kids, other obligations, a path that you've dug for yourself that's harder to get out. You can reorient yourself and have you're a time billionaire. You have 1 billion seconds, right? So you have a lot of time to recover, reorient yourself, and still have a very, very fulfilling life. The consequences of taking what seems like big risks are not as great because of your ability to heal and recover. It's the same thing physically, right? If I tear something, it's going to take a long time to get. 17-year-old tears something, like how did they? My daughter had she got airlifted out of Aspen to Denver Children's, right? She got this infection, and I don't know. She was traveling, and kids have porous bones, so it went to the back of her eye, and it was going to go in her brain. They're like, your daughter has to go now. So they took her out of a small hospital in Aspen, whatever. She had 2 surgeries. Her eye was bulging out. Her resting heart rate was 155, 160. I'm panicking, right? So they do the surgery. She's out of it. I thought this is the last time I see my daughter. A week later, she's like, can I go to camp? Can I go swimming? I'm like, what the fuck? You alien.
What are you made of?
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's
rubber
like,
and magic.
You know, and like when you have 2 kids, like I you know, your first kid, you're like, oh my God, they have a fever. You're running to the hospital. You're yelling and screaming at each other. They drop and fall. You're like flipping out over everything, right? By the second kid, you're like, roll them around.
They'll be fine.
They'll be fine, right? They'll be fine. And so, but if I felt like that, or I get sick like that, or if my resting heart rate is 155, you know, they're like calling the priest, right? Like
I was literally
calling the priest, right?
Correct,
and so this is like your time, the asymmetric aspect. Sorry about that. That is my 6 o'clock alarm. One of the technologies I use that reminds me and prompts me to connect with my wife.
So you would usually ring her, text her?
Well, we'll be in each other's presence. We'll usually maybe do an hour. We try and get an hour in. We'll chat with each other. We'll drop everything and we'll connect. Or if we're busy, whatever, it's just like, hey, baby, I love you. Like, I love you too. What's going on? How's your day? Right.
That's cool.
So one of the technologies you use is, you know, and LLMs and everything, it's going to be greater. It's going to be great. Like they're going to ingest Die with Zero. They're going to ingest 1,000 questions from me. Some of the other tools that other people have built on top of it, there's going to be LLM, and you're just going to be able to ask it questions, and it's going to be able to answer, like, should I do this or whatever? Well, according to the philosophy, according to the spreadsheet so-and-so built, according to your finances. So I can't wait till that happens, because that's originally what I wanted. I didn't want a fucking book.
You wanted auto Die with Zero.
I wanted this app for me to tell me what to do. Like, you know, have a chef and they tell me what to eat? Mm-hmm. I wanted a thing be like, Bill, go on a boat trip. After the boat trip, you're going to Vietnam. Camp this trail, hike here, stay in this hut. I know you don't like staying in huts, but you're going to love it. You know,
based on your Hexaco personality profile. And
exactly.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
And then just keep ideating and giving me the adventure. So then when I hit the grave, I have all these scars. And I'm like, I used this fucking thing up. I had a great ride. But going back to this take risk early, right? Like I can't jump the wakeboard wake right now. I can't do these things. And so the asymmetry of the risks, you know, starts to disappear, right? But early means now. Like what risk you can take now means early. And sometimes everybody always thinks financial, right? Always thinks financial. I'm like, tell the fucking girl you love her first. Bare your heart. Take the ride. It's probably going to get broken, but that's great. You'll learn from it. You know? Sometimes it means that. Sometimes it means just make the move.
What would you say to the people who feel like they want to maximize their life, but they are risk averse in life decisions, in job changes, in breaking up with partners that are not right for them, in finances? What would you say to them?
All right, I'm going to say something a little bit different. The first thing I would say is fuck the haters. Because a lot of the times you don't do something, it's because you're afraid of being judged by other people. A lot of people can stand the financial risk or even like the emotional risk or whatever. They cannot stand the whispers and judgment of people saying, I told you so. A lot of people, I tell people this all the time, people like success, but they love a failure. And failure validates their own cowardice, right? So when you go out and you try the business and the thing and you fail, they're like, whew, I don't look like an idiot for not trying myself. See, Jim over here, he failed. So I don't have to try. That's why I can live this miserable job that I'm afraid to quit or whatever. But if you go quit, you go fucking succeed. Fuck. They're exposed. Their own cowardice is exposed, right? But I say just go live the adventure. Like it's not, I think we focus too much. I want a podcast. And I respect all these podcasters out there getting ideas out to people, summarizing them, taking a long ass blathering, boring guy like me, making it interesting and putting it out there for people. But I want the guys who tried and failed. I want the guys like, fuck, really? And then what happened? And oh my God, those are heroes, man. You know, we always catch we always talk to the salmon who's upstream spawning, you know? But we need some of the salmon that like, fuck, I went the wrong way and I got eaten by a bear. Yeah, I mean, obviously you can't talk, but like, you know, like this is what happened. Well, I tried this, right? You know, because there's learnings in that, and there's a good ride, and there's a lot of people who have failed, but like I wouldn't do anything different, right? Maybe I'd tweak the thing, or this didn't happen, or the bad thing, or I would have been nicer to the employee and he wouldn't have quit or whatever. But like, there's learnings in that, and that's a ride.
The selection effect of the people who have the most notoriety are the ones that are least familiar with failure, or at least least familiar with big failure, catastrophic failure, which creates a world of people who are successes and only successes talking and giving advice, which probably creates a culture downstream from that of people who are hypersensitized to failure.
I've been busted twice after making it. You know what I mean? I've gotten divorced. It's the worst failure in my life, right? Like I've had some huge failures, you know, and some huge tries. And so I'm here on your podcast. People are actually going to listen to me talk my bullshit. And, you know, to the person out there, you know, who's out there, who's on the edge, or, you know, if they really think about it, like it's a lot of it's your fear of being judged and you judging yourself. Just do your best. That's all you can do. Get out there, take life by the balls. Like, don't live. If you like, there is some romanticism, and I don't want to take away from it, from the cookie cutter simple life. There are some people out there who truly enjoy it. Like the tail end of my life, I would love to be a farmer. Just the monotony of growing things and the intricacy, right? But right now, I want scars, man. I want the ride. I do not want the cookie cutter life. I don't want to waste this ride. And so for the person out there who's like cookie cuttering it, but like really yearns to like strike out, try anything, move to the new city, chase the girl, say I love you first, you know what I mean? Get in shape, run the marathon, whatever it is, right? Like, don't waste your fucking life, dude. Don't do it. Don't let the fucking judgment of the haters make you waste your fucking life.
What's happening, people? If you enjoyed that, then press here for the full, unedited episode. And don't forget to subscribe. Peace.